take it back, try it one more time. It ain't hard to see, I've been on your mind. And I'd be lying if I say that you're not on mine. Yeah, you need all of me, can barely give you time. I close my eyes and I see money. You close your eyes and you see me. I'd rather go out chasing comments. You rather run around chasing me. Don't know if
Welcome
I'm
to
good
another
for myself,
episode
but I
of
know
On
you
Campus with JB and Sciggy. First of all, we got my man Sciggy back this week. Missed him last week for the Troy Pride interview. We were upset that he wasn't there. Troy was upset he wasn't there. But Skig, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, man. Blessed to be back on the show. Had some unfortunate events take place last week. Nothing major though, but I'm glad to be back on the show with everybody, man.
Good. Well, obviously we got another big guest this week. Number 98 prospect in all of baseball, but 98 prospect doesn't tell the story. He probably has one of the highest ceilings in all of baseball, arguably the best athlete in all of baseball. Not many people can match what he is athletically. We've got Jordyn Adams of the Anaheim Angels or Los Angeles Angels, whatever you want to call it. What's good with you, man? How you doing?
What's good, bro? Appreciate y'all having me, man. And got off day today anyway, so I ain't got nothing but time to talk. So let's get it.
Oh yeah.
Man,
Sure.
hey, we love to talk, so we hope you love to talk. First of all, let's go straight to it, man, because people don't understand who you are. Because obviously, minor league players, you're big in the baseball world, but sometimes people may not know. Let's go ahead. Let's give y'all a rundown of this man athletic profile, bro. This is ridiculous. Jordyn Adams is arguably one of the best athletes in all sports to come out of the state of South Carolina. Then he was in North Carolina as well for a year. In the last 5-10 years, period, ever, whatever you want to say. He was the number 3 wide receiver in the country coming out of high school in the class of 2017. To give you guys a peek of who he was ranked ahead of, he was ranked ahead of Jamar Chase. Yes, Jamar Chase, the dude that we just saw punish college football and then get drafted super high in the NFL draft. And it's just one of those things that it's crazy because then you look at a guy like Jordyn Adams who goes in who chooses the baseball route. You get picked 17th overall in the first round of the MLB draft. How did you come to the decision to decide to pick baseball over football?
Honestly, man, it's funny because I was just talking to one of my teammates about it the other day. But I honestly wasn't going into the draft. I wasn't going into draft week. I wasn't even planning on taking it. I was just planning on just being involved. I thought I was going to be a first, second rounder, maybe third rounder, and then just go to school type stuff. So, I mean, going into that draft week, it's kind of a funny story when I tell everybody because they're so shocked. But 2 days before draft, my whole bedroom at the crib was packed up, ready to move into college. Yeah, so that's how clueless I was about going first round until my advisor at the moment, my agent now, until he told me 2 days before, hey, it can get real. I'm gonna let you know in a few days how everything is gonna go down because your name is circulating more than what we anticipated. So, I mean, yeah, that part right there though just always surprised everybody because I mean most people that go first round, they know they're going first round, but that whole week I had no clue. I was ready to move in and start my summer semester.
Now, your dad's also a college football coach. What kind of factor of just knowing what the college football world is, how much does that factor in your decision to eventually? Because you get drafted first round, but you don't have to sign. The Angels even went over their initial slot money to sign you. Were ready to give you the big bucks for it. Knowing what goes into college football, that kind of factor in your decision too. Just thinking to yourself, I'm really not trying to do them summer workouts and just little things like that. Just kind of give us a little insight there.
I mean, not summer workouts, not having to do that, and then not having to do schoolwork and stuff. That was a plus, but I mean, just the fact of me being able to be a pro, that was just my biggest thing. I mean, I would have loved to say I was a pro, being a second rounder and stuff as well, but probably if that would have happened, I'd be in school right now. But I mean, just that opportunity. I mean, you can't turn down first round, and no matter what sport you in. But I mean, once that happened, it was literally a dream come true. I tell people all the time, it didn't even hit me that I was in pro ball until I probably reported and started playing and stuff. When my signing bonus hit and everything, and it still didn't hit.
When it hit,
yeah,
oh boy,
it wasn't even it didn't even feel real. Like it felt like somebody just gave me a gift card type stuff. So, but yeah, it didn't hit me until I left my family, got over here in Arizona, and started working. That's when it hit me that like, okay, this is real now.
And a thing is, like, people don't realize how good at football he truly was. Like, we're both from South Carolina. Well, all three of us from South Carolina. And when you were at Blythewood, y'all were on the somewhat down years, but you hard carried that team. You know,
we had a lot of athletes and coming through while I was in there at Blythewood. It was just honestly, I would say some years we had too many athletes. You know what I mean? Because you know how sometimes on teams you can have too many players that think they're the key player, this and that, but like they're good players, but they don't play their role like they should. And then you know how that go. But I mean, yeah, we play y'all a lot at South Point at 707 and all the summer stuff. So yeah, we were always getting after y'all boys. Y'all was always getting after us. But yeah, Blackwood days for sure. That was a squad though. That was a squad for sure.
Do you miss it at all? Like being out there on football? Yeah.
I don't miss the total picture of football, but if I like you said the summer workouts and stuff, when I think about that, I was like, yeah, I'm good on that. But whenever I like go to a football game or something, like the all like that feeling, the hype, just the feeling that of you just being there on the game day, like you can't beat that in any sport. You can't match that energy in any sport. So that I definitely miss that part of it because like when I go to during the off season when I'm back home going to my dad's game or whatever, and I'm on the field pregame, it's like, dang, this is game day. It's on TV right now, like it's real. But yeah, I would say that's the only part that I miss for sure. Is just feeding for that little adrenaline rush, that little pregame adrenaline rush.
He missed the Instagram photos.
Oh yeah, facts, that too. For sure. Always got drippy.
You were dripping in high school, right?
That's one thing. In every facet of football, baseball, you always been a guy that's got that drip. I mean, even in like your normal everyday life, you're a guy that can dress and has fashion. You're not a flashy guy. You have flash, but you're a humble guy. Let's talk a little bit about some of the like purchases you've made since you've gone to the league.
When the signing bonus hit, what did you get when you see that direct deposit?
My first big purchase was my G-Wagon I got, and then the off season after that is when I customized it. So it's like I didn't just drop bread at one just setting like some people do when the signing bonus hit, but yeah, that was my first big purchase. And then, I mean, honestly, after that, it was a consistent flow of just buying shoes. Like, I just couldn't stop buying shoes for a minute. And then I got to the point where it's like, all right, I'm getting tired of traveling with all these shoes and when I'm moving back and forth out of apartments and stuff. So I just chilled out for that for the moment. But this past all season, I just got a Hellcat. That shit fun as fuck to drive. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. That thing fun to drive, but yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't really do much when it comes to splurging to like, because I'm not really a guy that like likes to bring the attention to me. Yeah. I'll do what I want to do for my pleasure, and if it happened to be flashy, then that's what it is. But I don't buy stuff to be like, okay, hey, look what I just got type thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we all grow up, have dream stuff, and that's all it is. I mean, it's me just living out the dream.
Now, you say you don't really want attention being brought to you, but I'm gonna tell you this right now, man. Look, you're a black baseball player. I need you to bring the attention to you, man. Like when you get to the next level, I think
it will come.
Like
I'm not saying it's not gonna come because it will come just naturally of what I do and my personality and all that. But I'm just not a person that will just go out and intentionally grab attention from people. Like I'm a person like if you don't want your attention on me, that's fine. It doesn't bother me any. You know what I mean? Like I got my circle, I got my crew. We all cool on this side, so it's just whatever. I'm not really a person that fiends for the pleasure of other people. You know what I mean?
That's something I've always like really liked about you. Like you ain't no attention seeker, even though you
Yeah.
got it all. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like a real humble dude, man. And
honestly, all this happened.
happened.
Yeah. Honestly, all this happening turned me more humble because after I got drafted, I just seeing people just come in and out, you know, just try to stay by, just stay in the circle just because of who I am, you know what I mean, type stuff. And then like just the older I've gotten, it's just me just learning of who's really there and who's really behind me rather than who's just around me.
I got a question for you about we're going to go back a little to baseball here for a second. So if people that aren't familiar at home, the way baseball does scouting and stuff, they do a grading scale from 20 to 80. Jordyn is rated at an 80 when it comes to running. Obviously, you're a fast guy. Now, that we're going to talk about the good part of the scouting report, but we're about to go to the bad part here. You're a guy who played quarterback in high school. They gave you a 45 on your arm grade. Are they capping on you? Or can you really not throw it? Tell us, man.
Oh, no, I could definitely throw it. It's just, honestly, it's a mixture of a lot of things. It's a mixture of opportunity. I haven't really had opportunity in games to, like, just let it air out, you know what I mean? Because half the time you may have a play where I'll get to the ball and catch it. Then it's a third out. I ain't got to throw it. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, I have a decent arm. I have a really good arm. It's strong. It gets in there. It's what you need in the outfielder. Everybody not going to have that 70-plus arm like Aaron Judge over in right field. You know what I mean? So it's like I just do what I got to do. It comes down. That's when it just comes down to knowing who you are as a player. I know my biggest asset as a player is in my arm. So I'll just work at that and get it strong as I can. And I mean, that is what it is. I don't try to stress on it too much because I know in the game, once that adrenaline hit and everything, the play's gonna get made. I'm not worried about that.
As you were saying a few minutes ago, you were talking about like how you've seen people come in and out. You know, a lot of fake friends, as I would call it. But I've noticed like ever since we were little that you and your brother are super tight, man. Talk little bit about how his role has played in your life.
Man, his role has played a lot. Honestly, I give him a lot of the credit of me even playing baseball because I started out playing baseball 2 years younger than I was supposed to. When I was like 3 years old, we were living in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. Y'all probably don't know. I have no idea where that is. Like a population of little to none. So, I mean, instead of me waiting 2 years to play with my age group, my parents went to the little city hall or whatever at the rec field and asked for permission for me to play up. So ever since then, from like when I was like 3 to maybe like 12, I was playing up with my brother. And he was the reason why I started playing baseball because he was playing T-ball when I played up and started playing T-ball. But at that moment, the only sport I was playing was soccer. So, yeah, he was the reason why I initially even started playing baseball. And then just me and him in the backyard playing baseball all the time and then just playing sports in general. We would always be in the backyard till sun up, sundown, playing sports, yelling at each other, arguing. Like, he's a big reason that I'm so competitive. I'm pretty sure a lot of brothers are the same way, but yeah, we close for shows, and it's just a matter of experiences over the years and us just maturing and growing together and learning through life together. Because I mean, I learned through him every day, and he learned through me every day. So it's just that aspect of just picking up, learning from each other's mistakes.
How much has he guided you just in your life? Obviously, you're 18 years old. You come into a lot of money, your first-round pick. How much has he guided you? What's the biggest thing he's kind of taught you along the line as you've gone through this process?
His big thing, honestly, has just been performing. Because, I mean, we both come from a sports background family, and we know if you don't perform, then none of this is going to last. So his big thing is whenever I'm in the off season, just make sure I do what I got to do. Whenever I'm in season, he makes sure my head's straight. He makes sure nothing's going on mentally and stuff like that. But I mean, at the same time, he's also that little getaway. I get on a game with him, play 6 hours on the game with him, don't even realize it's 6 hours. and I got to go to bed and start my day the next day. But I mean, that 6 hours is probably the most easing and smoothing 6 hours of my day. But he's guided me through all all 4 years. He's always every year since I've gotten drafted, he's played a role in that year for sure.
And it's funny that you say 6 hours in the game, because my brother's my best friend as well, and he lives out in California. So me and Skig will probably make fun of me for this. I told Skig all the time, I'm not good at Call of Duty, but me and my brother always get on Call of Duty just because it's a way to get us on FaceTime, get us on the phone talking. Because obviously you get on the game, you're not sitting there talking about the game. So that really means a lot, and I think that does help the mental side a lot. Because sometimes you're like, man, I do got to get up early tomorrow for this workout or something, but sometimes you're willing to sacrifice that sleep just for the betterment of your mental health, because a lot of this does get hard at the end of the day. Yeah. And just talk about some of the things that you struggle with mentally in your time as a professional athlete.
Honestly, it was just a matter of me. I've always been an independent person, but when you have to apply it, it's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always been an independent person to where I could leave home during high school. I could leave home. I could go get my own dinner. I could take care of myself in that way. But when you move across the whole side of the country and you literally have to do that every second of the day, it's different. But after I got used to that, I mean, I loved it. I mean, I love living on my own. I love traveling the world. If I wasn't playing baseball, I honestly wouldn't be in most of the states that I go to. So, I mean, it's just, I use this as an advantage in life. See the world, travel the world, doing what I love every day.
You'd probably be in the NFL if you weren't playing baseball.
Honestly.
The guys you were right there, though, insane. But you're a guy. The hardest thing I think when it comes to football guys playing other sports, is like football is just a different competitive nature that people don't understand. And baseball already has these really whack ass unwritten rules. At the end of the day, your guys played the game forever. And I know you're a super competitor. Football brings out this alpha dog mentality out of a lot of guys. So how do you still bring your swagger to the game of baseball without stepping on toes? And if you do step on toes, do you care at the end of the day?
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's just my mindset. Because like you said, baseball have a lot of unwritten rules. And when you grow up a baseball guy, those unwritten rules, they kind of like manipulate your mindset. You know what I'm saying? So like me being in football, that mindset is like, okay, you better than me, show me. You a dog, show me. It's that type of thing. Like I'm the best until you show me different. So like I bring that's one thing I didn't let go, is that football mindset. Because that's all I know. Since I came out as a baby, that's all I know, because my dad. So I mean, the football side, like I said, that mindset of being a dog and being the best on the field. I mean, I tell my teammates and people this all the time. Like, if you don't feel like you're the best, why are you doing it? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why do you want to be a role player? Why do you want to be that guy that is like, okay, he could do just this and that if we need him to? You know what I'm saying? Like, my goal is to be Mike Trout of somebody's team, of the league. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sell myself short. I'm not going to go into the league and say I want to be on the team for 10 years, play as a role player. Like I tell people all the time, I do not want to be a player that plays for 10 plus years and then they retire and no one knows who they are. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, it's good on your side. That's good financially for your family. I'm proud of you. That's a really good career in the league. But to me, that's not maximizing your ceiling or your potential. Some people it is, because that's a role. They have a role player. But to me, I feel like I'm not a role player. And I feel like that I could definitely be like one of the players that's a face of the league one day.
Yeah, you dropping gems, big bro. You dropping gems right there.
Oh, God. And when we talk about face of leagues in the MLB, we're obviously talking about Mike Trout. Mike Trout's a guy who doesn't even really give himself to the media. But even outside of that, baseball is probably the worst sport of all the four when it comes to just advertising their athletes, getting their athletes' face and stuff out there. They're terrible about it. So you kind of have to go the Tim Anderson route, where you make your own brand, do your own things outside of the field. It's like, how are you going to build your own brand when obviously you're going to perform, but off the field, what does Jordyn Adams look like?
I mean, I do a bunch of fundraiser stuff back at home in North Carolina, where I went to, where I graduated, and then in Mississippi, where I'm from. So, I mean, off the field, I'm a people's person. Like, if you see me out, you could come up, talk to me. I ain't gonna big league. I ain't gonna show you up or anything like that. Like, I'm a person off the field. I'm a person just like you off the field. But I mean, I mean, Scott to tell you, I'm the most laid back, chillest dude there is, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to go do something, we go do something. If you want to just sit back and chill all day, we could do that too. It ain't nothing to me. Like, I'm one of those people to where it's like I'm a big presence person. Like, if I'm heavy into you as a friendship and stuff like that, just your presence around me is what like all I need, honestly. Just that feeling, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not cap at all. I hit him up the other day. I was like, "Yo, man, me and my homeboy, we got a podcast." He's like before I even could ask, he's like, "Yeah, look, I'll tap in, you know." And then he's like, "Send me the link so I can listen to it." So yeah, real genuine dude right there.
Yep.
And that goes a long way for sure. Skig, you got something?
Yeah. On the show, one of our big things is like talking about like growing up black in sports. Obviously, baseball for the last 100 years has been a predominantly white sport. Talk a little bit about how like it's changing and the differences in today's game than it was in the past.
I would say it's changing a lot because just from the aspect of the ethnicity and just the development of the game, it's changing from it's changing a lot, honestly. Like, you honestly wouldn't know that it's changing a lot if you weren't in the game. Because, like, us players, we see it. Because, like you said earlier, Jeremiah, with the unwritten rules, like, as a player, you know what the unwritten rules are, but we also see it changing, which is exciting as a young player because whenever I get up there, it's like that's normal. Like, that standard isn't the old school traditional baseball, which everybody is excited about. Of course, you still have some of those old head coaches and old head players in the league that want the traditional baseball and stuff. But I mean, it's honestly nothing you could do about it. I mean, we're coming up. It's our generation, and it honestly, it is what it is.
So are you saying today here on campus with JB and Sciggy, is Jordyn Adams looking at the unwritten rules of baseball and saying, fuck them?
Hey, low key. Hey, I'm just saying it as this. No, I'm not saying fuck them as in the aspect of disrespecting nobody, but I'm saying fuck them as I'm gonna be me as who I am as a player on the field. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna show emotion, gonna get hype. That's just how I am, and I feel like that's just how it should be in sports in general. Every other sports, football just took out celebrations. Why can't we bat flip when we hit a home run? You know what I'm saying? Like, they over here doing a whole 5-minute celebration after a touchdown. So, like, it's just like it comes down to just having fun with the game. Because, I mean, pitchers, thing that I don't get that gets me sometimes is pitchers get mad when hitters like bat flip and stuff, but whenever they strike them out, they want to yell and stuff and scream and stuff walking off the mound. Like, what is that? That's the equivalent to a bat flip, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know. It's just like you said, the unwritten rules are still lingering around, and eventually they'll be gone. But right now, that's why it's kind of a little conversation in the air because, like I said, they're still lingering around. They're not fully out of here, and it's like I said, there's still people in the game that wants them the unwritten rules to stay around.
While we're on the topic of pitchers, like, hold on, my bad, Skeeter. Just real quick, while pitchers are yelling. While pitchers are yelling, talking about pitchers yelling, one of my favorite players in the game is Marcus Stroman. Love the dude to death.
So, yeah, I follow him hard.
Probably my favorite athlete in all the sports. When you make it to the major leagues, you better get Marcus Stroman for us on this show, man. He's just one of those guys that I think you got to talk to him. He's an intelligent dude off the field and everything. That was just something I had to throw in there.
Yeah, I could probably do that before I get to the league, honestly. But yeah, I'll try to see what I can do. I'll try to see because he definitely. I follow him hard. His tweets, his everything he puts out is just I don't know. It's like food for the thought. You know what I'm saying? It's like food for the conscience. But I follow him. I started following him last offseason. And ever since then, it's like you could like see how he grew, like maturity wise, from him moving from the Blue Jays to the Mets. He is a totally different person mentally and off on the field and off. You could literally tell that he is definitely he definitely built himself up throughout the years for the positive.
And he plays with like so much like confidence and swag.
Oh yeah, so much.
I feel
love
like it
watching him
improved
play.
his game. Honestly, I feel like
He was
them
a
allowing him to
do-rag.
just be him has improved his game a lot.
Yeah.
Bro.
100%. Like what player is on the field making a play and pointing at his glove, the gold symbol, because he a golden glove player. Like that is hard. Like I don't care what you say.
That's
That
cold.
is a hard
That's cold
celebration.
right
That's a hard celebration. I don't care what you say. That's hard. But yeah, his swag is like honestly, his swag is like mine. Like he's talking stuff on the field and he back it up. Simple. You could back it up, then talk it. Why not?
Yeah, I've seen on Twitter that like a lot of the older crowd, specifically older white men, hate his game. But like that's what we were talking about. Like the game's changing. There's more of those type of guys in the league now. Have you experienced like any racism while you've been in the league?
Not in the league, but I definitely have growing up. Because I mean, I don't say this to like toot my own horn, but when you're in baseball, when you're a priority or whatever, they're like no one's gonna rub you the wrong way, especially in the org. Because like that's like you walking through the building or something. I'm gonna make a football reference. That's like you walking through the building or something and fucking like Julio or something do something weird, and you want to say something, but you can't because it's Julio. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that type of thing. Like I'm not saying I'm pushing my boundaries or pushing my luck or anything, but no one's gonna come at me trying to be racist and stuff because one, they know how I am outspoken. Like I'll take you up with the conflict right then and there. Like if you say something out of pocket, I'm gonna point it out. But they also know too that I'm a priority in Oregon. They don't want that issue just lingering around while I'm still there, like while I'm there the whole time.
Yeah, that's lit. That's a good feeling though.
Right because there's some people for sure that wouldn't stand up like for themselves. They'll like just giggle it off and stuff. But some things you just can't giggle off, especially in 2021.
Because people keep building off that too. Like trying to push you. Did you guys, either one of you guys hear what the Diamondbacks announcer said the other day about Marcus Stroman?
About Stroman with his
So Sciggy, basically what happened was, Marcus Stroman, he wear his silky on the mound, got his Dewey on, and that joint fired. But the Diamondbacks commentator, for people at home as well, Tom Seaver is the greatest Mets pitcher of all time, one of the greatest pitchers in MLB history. And Marcus Stroman's on the mound, and basically the commentator makes a microaggression or a passive-aggressive comment by going, I think that's the same do-rag that Tom Seaver wore when he pitched.
And he pitched in 1940.
Yeah. White man.
Wow.
And he stepped down. He's like 3 days ago, he stepped down from being an announcer because of that.
Good.
Which he evidently
training.
Yeah, evidently I didn't know it. But evidently that like he's been like teetering that line for the longest. Like that's not his first comment like that. Because I looked at the comments on the post when they posted that when they said he stepped down, and everyone was like saying he should have. Like that wasn't his first time. He's always done that. So I was like, whoa, why was he even still there? It should have been happened.
Yeah,
it's a white man's game.
One of the good things
100%.
about this new generation, like. This new generation is soft, but they don't tolerate like discrimination at all in this up and coming age. But that's one of the positives about it.
And like you have white people who are mad in the comments that he stepped down talking about this is cancel culture at its finest. But I heard Cat Williams say one of the most profound things yesterday. He was talking about how when it comes to cancel culture, like he's like, it shouldn't even, he said cancel culture really a bad thing if we're trying to cancel out the things that are negative about our society. It's like if he said, I forgot what he said. Just certain things along the line. Like if somebody walked up to you and said something disrespectful to you, just because they just felt like they had the right to say it to you, and all of a sudden you put them on blast, and people are like, yeah, we're gonna cut them off. It's like, oh no, that's cancel culture. Or he's like, we try to cancel. People are talking about we're canceling our biggest black celebrities and things of that nature. He's like, well, we're not really canceling them. We're trying to hold them accountable.
Yeah, that's all it is. It doesn't matter who you are. Like, I want to bring politics into it, but like,
but no, we talk about everything here,
when Lil Wayne was messing with Trump on Twitter and stuff, it was like, to me, that was like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Because, like, I understand, like, okay, I'm not saying you should have a certain political belief. I believe that everyone has the right to their own beliefs. But when you're an icon to a certain group in the world, there's some things you can and can't do. If you do support him, that's fine. Do that on your own time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you understand and actually know that who you are, like, if I'm Lil Wayne, you know that I grew up, I was one of the most iconic black rappers growing up. Okay, you know that. So to the black community, the biggest icon to still this generation. So, I mean, to me, that was just kind of something that I just didn't understand, just from the aspect of me, like I just said, that who you represent. So I just didn't get that part. But yeah, I don't know. That was just one thing that I just saw on my TL, and I literally sat there for 5 minutes on that tweet, just thinking about what was he like. What was the point of this? Like, was it to get relevant again? Like, I don't understand.
I'm glad you brought that up, because like people don't understand how that is, and how that makes us feel. But like we experience like some similar reactions because we're both black men with white girlfriends, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people like look at us weird or differently, but like honestly, like me growing up, black girls ain't even like me, you know what I'm saying?
Bro,
like, until I became Greek though, like not trying to like call nobody out. There was a few that, wanted to mess with me or whatever, but until I became Greek, like there weren't a bunch of black girls that really wanted to deal with me, you know what I'm saying? So, and then also growing up, I was the only black kid in my class. I grew up around white people. Not saying that like I have to date a white girl, but like,
hold on. You're saying you're saying something like really good though, because I think we talked about this weeks ago when me and you had like our initial meeting about what we want the show to be, and just talking about the vision. I talked to you about how we aren't black enough. Like black people put like certain, you have to be a certain stature to be able to speak for black people. Like for example, me, they'll probably look at me and say, "Oh, you're not black enough to speak for black people." Like we all have to come from a certain level of struggle to represent black people. And what you said is so profound, because I grew up like I've only dated white women too, but then on the other hand, it's like I don't know of any black girls that have like me or do like me, because I wasn't black enough to date them. You see what I'm saying? At the end of the day, so it was just interesting that you brought that up.
And like I've dealt with conversations and stuff before, and I've been told I'm not black enough, but like I deal with the same shit they deal with on a daily basis, and like it ain't like my girl is no racist or nothing. I'll tell a girl straight up, like I ain't dealing with none of that shit. Like I wouldn't even put a Trump supporter near me, you know what I'm saying? But like she's a real genuine person. It's like not about skin color or nothing. Like I for real like fuck with her hard, you know what I'm saying? But it's just I'm sure you've had those similar conversations, J2, but it's just one of those things that I was curious about how you deal with, man.
Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, like you said, you fuck with her hard. That's my biggest thing. My biggest thing is just being with whoever makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? I've been with my girl for going on 2+ years, and it's just, I don't know, it's just something it's just there. I'm just still there. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't get that click with just anybody.
You can't put a color on the piece.
That's what I'm saying. You can't put a color on a person that you want to spend the rest of your life with or all day with. Like you like, if your skin color is not going to make the relationship. That's my point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your skin color is not going to show the affection, show the love, show all that, everything that a relationship needs. Your skin is not going to do that. So it's just a matter of who's going to do that and who are you willing to do that to or for as well.
Yeah, right. But shout out to all the black queens in the world. We still love y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
My mama black.
Oh
yeah,
God.
my mom black.
God.
Oh God. Ain't no love lost.
Yeah, for sure.
He's like, you don't like black women? Like, bro, like my mom's black. Like, come on.
I love black women. That's the thing.
I
love black women.
Come on, man.
Like, what kind of question is that?
Yeah, man. But it's just one of those things that we've all had to deal with, being the quote unquote Oreo of the group. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man.
Like, what if, now since we're on the topic, like, what's the hardest thing you guys have found to deal with in the past as far as like dating a white person? Like, for me, like, at one point in high school, like, I had to date a girl without her parents knowing at all or anything. Like, I did not exist, basically. Like, she was not allowed to date black people.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I'll be scared.
Yeah, that's toxic, JB.
Yeah, I'll be scared. How you sleep? How you sleep? How you sleep at night, bro?
Hey.
Honestly, I would say my biggest thing was the culture change.
Yeah.
Like hanging around her friends. I'm not saying my girlfriend right now, but just from the past, like getting like I'm a person that gets along with a lot of people, so it's not really hard. But for just anybody, it's hard to just go to a whole different culture side and just try to fit in. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that I would say that would just be the hardest part, was just that culture change from the side of just getting along with her friends or her side of the world, rather than your two's like mutual friends and your side of the world.
Yeah, my girlfriend does a real good job of like understanding the struggles that we go through as black men. Like whenever we're out or anything, she doesn't like try to put me in situations to where I'm
she's
uncomfortable.
Aware of the world. Yeah,
like she's aware. Is your girlfriend kind of the same way? Like
100%.
That's dope. Yeah, that's dope.
Because she knows, honestly, she understands it in the mindset. I'm not gonna say she does fully, because I don't know if she does fully, but she understands it in the mindset of how we think, because of just the fact of everything that's been going on recently.
Yep.
When everything that was going on recently, me and her were staying together for months. So I was able to vent to her about that. I mean, I had friends switch up on me in the middle of that, broke me down in front of her. I had to explain all of that. So like, she knows, she gets it. And she understands that when people look at us in the world, it's not just people looking at us as normal people. It's like we have our own category. And it's an image that we have to put off because we have our own category. You know what I'm saying? So she understands and gets all that, which I'm grateful for, because there's so much stuff going in both our lives that I honestly, I don't know if I can't be with anybody that don't understand that part that's going in the world. Because honestly, if we're being straight to it, blunt, it's common sense, bro. Like, open your eyes. Like, if you're a genuine person, it's a common sense, and you see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you could educate yourself to fully understand and get detail to it, but you should have a picture or image of what's actually going on in the world.
Let me give a shout out to y'all boys, man. I'm over here single, but look at y'all boys shouting at your girls, man. Look at y'all boys. Like, Jordyn, what is it like having her by your side throughout this journey? You know, you go through a lot of difficult days. You go through a slump. You go through some days where your confidence is a little shaken on and off the field. Like, what is it like having her just be in your corner every day?
It's nice. It's fun, honestly, because whenever I'm down, she always have I know I could go back to her for a little upbeat vibe. So it's like, if I'm having a down day at the field, then like a 15-minute phone call, I'll FaceTime her in the clubhouse or something, just to see her face, hear her voice. Like, it sounds clingy, but when you enter somebody, bro, it like,
hey, hold on, Sciggy already admitted he's a simp.
Last time I was on the show, I already admitted I'm a simp. So
go ahead, tell us, like, man.
I mean, I'm a simp because I'm a good boyfriend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
But just like, it sounds clingy, but literally just seeing her face just literally changes the mood some days. And I'm pretty sure it does the same thing with her. But me having her in my corner is everything. Honestly, it wouldn't flow the same because I talk to her about stuff that I can't talk to my boys about, can't talk to my parents about. I talk to my boys about stuff that I can't talk to my parents about, can't talk to her about. Same with my parents to my boys and my girls. So it's like everybody in my circle has a role that they play, and I'm just thankful that they all play that role and always there. Because, I mean, like I said earlier, that season, going through everything, being away from everybody, it could be hard sometimes, for sure.
Yeah.
That's real. That's real, man. That's real.
Yeah.
Last thing I want to talk about is like how you said, like, she's that person and she doesn't understand it fully, but like she's real aware of the situation. One thing we've had a conversation about, she always tells me, she's like, I'm gonna have to explain to our kids, like, mommy and daddy are different. Like, I'm not gonna go through what my kids are gonna go through just because they might end up having more melanin than she does. They might not be white passing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna have to explain to them, like, the realism of life. Like, mommy's gonna get different looks than y'all are, you know what I mean? But I mean, I'm just real appreciative that she's not a dimwit and has an understanding of what's actually going on.
Yeah.
Like I know for me, one of the biggest struggles I have, just as far as when it comes, like you talked about performing earlier, one of the worst problems I had about a year or two ago when I first got to college was everything that happened in football affected my life outside of football. Like if I had a bad practice, it meant I had to have a bad day. It meant I was going to be a bad son. I was going to be a bad friend. I was going to be a bad boyfriend at the time. Like, and those things were terrible. I really didn't start playing well until I realized at the end of the day, like, none of this shit matters. Like, football is fun, sports are fun, working out is fun. Like, none of that shit matters at the end of the day, bro. And like all these people sit on Twitter and argue about players and argue about different things. Like, bro, this does not matter at the end of the day. None of it matters. It matters what you are to the people around you at the end of the day.
That's all it is, bro. I realized that probably about a year and a half ago before COVID. It's just like my mentality from when I was drafted to now is just so different. It's like the only way I would describe it is it's more carefree. You know what I'm saying? We get 100 and some plus games every season, minor leagues and major leagues. So why would I affect my mental health, ruin my day, put myself into depression over a day that I could just get another opportunity to do tomorrow?
Yep.
But at the same time, I'm grateful for that opportunity that I have today. You know what I'm saying? At the same time.
Yeah.
But I just had to sit down and realize that I can't focus on a Monday 2 weeks ago that got me in depression and down on myself now 2 weeks later. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that takes me to this point to just trusting my prep. You know what I'm saying? I put work in the off season, and once February come around, it's go time. Yeah. I mean, from there, it's go time. It's no more time to stress about this and that because you put in that work in the off season. I mean, it sounds cliche, but if you're not putting in work in the off season, then what are you doing? That's what the off season is for. Like, literally put in everything that you need to do so when the season comes, it's smooth sailing and you at your peak right then and there. And that was my biggest thing too. When I went back home this all season, talked with my trainer, I just told him, I was like, bro, when I leave, I want to be full go. I don't want to get there and have to get ready or have to be hot or have to be in my groove in the game. I want to get there and go. You know what I'm saying? Because this year is a year that I prepare for sure. And I'm just trying to take off, just go.
Yeah, big things coming for sure for you this year.
Yeah.
How did the COVID affect everything for you? Because you're a guy who you're 21 now.
Yeah.
Last year could have been your takeoff year, truthfully, in the minor leagues, and you could have been a guy that we probably saw in the majors this year around July, August type of deal. It's like, how did you use that year to just focus on a certain aspect of your game, or just take that time to just really put in the work that needs to be done since you guys didn't have a minor league season?
Honestly, bro, that was just a time of me just enjoying life. I mean, I worked out. I worked out 4 out of the 5 days of the week, gave myself the weekends off. But, I mean, I was playing golf every day, going to the lake every day during COVID, like just chilling, just enjoying life. I wasn't worried about when this was going to happen, when that was going to happen. Because, I mean, it was at the beginning of COVID, everything was shutting down. Nothing was happening. So that was just a time where I just let free mentally, everything. Like I said, I was staying with my girl. So, I mean, anybody else I needed was my brother or my parents, which is a phone call away. So, I mean, I was just letting everything go and just enjoying life. I had my puppy, had my dog. We've been vibing literally for about 3 or 4 months. Like I said, I played golf every day for probably 2 straight months. We were on the lake when it was nice weather, just chilling, bro. Which I needed that for sure, because like I said, after my first few years going through that stuff, but after that, all that, just letting it free. I would train during the morning, then have the rest of the day just free, just chilling. So it felt productive. I felt like I used that time, because a lot of people use that time to just sit down and do nothing. Which I can't do that anyway. I can't sit down and do nothing. I don't know how people do that.
Can you talk about the minor league life a little bit? Because, Sciggy, you might have to look this up, but go on Google right now and look up Oakland A's minor league food problem or something like that. I saw it on ESPN the other day.
If y'all want to see other stuff, go on Instagram and follow Minor League Grinders, and they show like all the uncut stuff of minor leaguers.
Yeah, I'm talking about they gave these dudes damn near a tomato sandwich before they bust right back.
Oh man!
Nah, for real though.
You know it's crazy, bro. Literally, like this is something you would get like in a little league game, like not even that. Hell,
not even,
better
bro.
than.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's just bro. The minor leaguer, like honestly, it's hard to. You got to go through it, bro, to understand it. Like, there's only so much I can tell you.
Yeah, y'all boys
like the JUCO, the major leagues.
You said what?
Is it like being in JUCO compared to D1? How like minor leagues compared to being in major leagues?
Like the conditions?
Yeah, like lifestyle.
Yeah, that's a perfect. And then even in some cases, some people say some JUCOs be better than what we be getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, what they say, the old saying, unwritten rule of baseball: if you don't like it, play better. Which means if you play better, you go up, and when you go up, the better the stuff get. So,
man, you're not gonna treat me like shit just because I'm a human. You're not about to feed me no tomato sandwich after a game.
Nah, but it's getting better. I don't even like
tomatoes.
No, I don't.
You gonna be eating bread. Nah, but they're getting better though. Every year I can say the Angels are getting better. I can't talk for other organizations, but Angels are getting better. They're getting better in the aspect of listening to us as players, you know. They ask us for feedback, what we like, what we need more of, what we dislike. So like they do a good job of all that, but I can't relate to the.
You had to keep it a stack with them. What did you tell them you didn't like? What needed to change?
Honestly, if I don't like the spread at the field, I just grab something fast, go to Whataburger or something, and just grab something. But
man, everybody got the first round signing bonus though.
I know that's. I mean,
don't say play better.
It was bad.
Hey,
Jeez.
You don't like it, play better. You don't like it, play better. But I'll bring in snacks and stuff in the clubhouse because I'm not gonna be eating in front of your face and you ain't got nothing to eat. That's just I wouldn't feel right. That would make me uncomfortable. So I'll look out for my teammates. They know I will anyways. They know they can come up for me.
People gonna listen to this and they're gonna love them some Jordyn Adams, man. You might get people some faith in baseball. You gotta get you a fan base. I need you to start posting highlight reels and stuff because now you're a friend of the show. So like we gonna retweet everything you do, every move.
When I get back, we'll be home for 2 weeks. We don't have cameras where I'm at right now at home, but when we go on the road and stuff, we will. And then our AA is really good in media. Like if you follow,
let me
see. What's their Instagram? Their Instagram is Trash Pandas Baseball.
Trash Pandas Baseball.
And this is the first season they have, and like right now they're the most electric stadium in baseball, including like major leagues. Like that's how crazy they going right now. And then
they got 19,000 followers on Twitter. Oh, Lee.
Yeah, their media team is really good at what they do. They post a lot all the time.
Yeah, because I need to see. We about to get this whole baseball thing jumping. I need you to get baseball jumping for us, man.
I will.
Put it on your shoulders.
I'm gonna post some of your football highlights and your baseball highlights before we drop this.
Bro, no. Post the dunk.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about the dunk, man.
Bro, we gotta talk about that.
Oh my goodness.
How could I forget about the dunk, man?
That clip is still viral to this day.
That video is still viral. That was like 10th grade year, bro. When was that? Was that? I know we were in high school when that happened.
That was junior year.
God, why did he let you do that? Why did he try to?
Bro, we all were doing it. Like it was like, all right. So what we do on Wednesday nights, we have like fellowship at the local church, and they had a half court gym in there. So like we shoot around and stuff, play around and stuff before we go in, and we all were doing that. Like just taking rotations. Like everybody was just in there, just doing freaky stuff on people. And the pastor came in and he was like, "Hey, all right, last one, then we got to go." And then everybody's like, "Last one, best two, who going?" I was like, and then
you baptized him in the church.
Yeah, it happened, and then
you know that's sinning, right? You just did that. You had to do that. Hey,
the craziest part about it is I couldn't even get on my phone the next morning because it was frozen. I couldn't. I'll open up Twitter, it'll just crash. Open up Instagram, and it would just crash.
Well, we about to get
that was on Sports Center. That was on Sports Center for like 3 months straight, bro. And matter of fact, I just saw it on Twitter the other day.
Yeah, bro. Make sure you send that to Skig so we can post that because people gotta understand.
I still get tagged in on Instagram still to this day.
Bro, why did? All right. Now, as we kind of come to a close, we hit all the points. Jordyn Adams, the athlete. Jordyn Adams, the person. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you're a great dude. You're a friend of the show now. You're a dude that we're going to keep up with, and hopefully, our people that are fans of the show are going to keep up with you. Get people into baseball a little bit more. So, just give people an outlook of when Jordyn Adams steps into the major leagues, when he steps into the field for. I know Major League has trades and stuff like you never know. Being a good prospect in baseball means that you can end up being traded the next day for a top-tier player. You never know. So whoever you step on the Major League field for one day, what can we expect of Jordyn Adams at the next level?
An electric and exciting player.
Straight like that.
Yes, sir.
Straight like that. Like, growing up in the high school, one of my best friends, his dad would call me Mr. Excitement on Friday nights. Like, what Mr. Excitement going to do tonight? You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. Mm-hmm. Human highlight reel. That's how I like to play.
Yes, sir.
Boy, human highlight reel is the truth. Because when people see this YouTube video, my God. Skig, you might have to find a video of him routing Pat Surtain Jr. in the Army All-American practices.
I'm pretty sure I still got some film of us doing one-on-ones at USC. I think that's when I first met you. When we were either going to junior year or going to senior year, but yeah,
I remember that. I remember that.
And then you went crazy at the UNC. What's that camp called? Freak Show?
Oh, yeah, the Freak Show. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, bro, you're an OD athlete, but most importantly, you're a great dude at the end of the day, and that's what we want people to get out of these episodes. Just get get the human part of you. And obviously, we thank you for having me on the show. Man, make sure y'all thank Skig for getting this guy on the show too. You know, Skig got all the connects. Skig is a plug. You ever need anything, hit up Skig. You need $20, hit up Skig. Get an outfit, hit up Skig. Just make sure you hit up my dog, man. Thank you for coming on Camps with JB and Sciggy. Skig, go ahead, get us out, man.
Hey, peace and love. You know the motto. Spread positivity this week, man.
Sir.
Appreciate you, Jordyn.
Appreciate y'all boys having me.
You and the drug got me inspired. I'm an addict and I feel like I'm in space. You did. She throw it back, she got the pillow in her face. And I'm smoking on exotic. You might think the blunt is lace. You did. I know this chick that do whatever for the kid. You did. Yeah.